creating your monsters, what you're going to do is we are going to create a brick background. We're going to do kind of some exposed brick, so let me show you exactly how to get that done. This is where you're going to need your ruler, but let me tell you the step-by-step of how to create a fake brick wall. So what we're first going to do is we want it to kind of look like a brick wall is kind of busting through the wall. So it's kind of an exposed brick. So what I like to do is I like to use my opposite hand to draw this part, because sometimes if I use my correct hand, it almost looks too planned out and you want it to look a little bit more organic. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go around your page and you're going to kind of make some random marking, kind of outlining, but you want it to be a little bit more random than that. You want it to kind of look like it is not on purpose and it's not planned out, and then it's just a natural architecture thing. So that's what I came up with. So after this point, this is when you are going to now get your ruler. With your ruler, you're basically just going to complete and make stripes that go all the way down. Do not do your stripes on top of your lettering. You're just going to do it behind. So let's go ahead and do that part. So I'm kind of halfway done at this point. What you're going to want to do to get behind your lettering is you're just going to draw where you see white. So I'm going to go here. Once I get to the spray can, I'm just going to lift up. I'm going to go here, and then once I get to the red, I'm going to lift up. Here, once I get to the green, lift up. Don't forget these little tiny details, like in between here is a really small space, so you just do a line here, lift up, and then a line here. So you're going to want to go completely behind your characters, behind your lettering, so you can still have that really nice brick showing through in the background. All right, now that you've gotten all of your horizontal lines done, we're going to do some vertical lines, but don't forget to get these little side pieces that you're only going to have to do a few little lines, like down here, up here, in the corners. Make sure you have all of your horizontal lines. With your vertical lines, what you're going to do is you're going to do every other line. So what I like to do is I like to start off kind of on my biggest piece. That'll probably be somewhere right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line going down on every other line. So basically I'm going to do a line here, skip a line here. Then you have to go in and count this out. So you have to go in and count out to make sure that your lines will be matched up. So no, then there should be a line there, no, line, 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 no, line. Okay, so I have those all marked out. I just went on the other side because this side was taken fully up. So now that you have one line going down, you can really match it up on both sides of your rulers and do the same ones going all the way down. All right, then I just like to go over again. This one does not have very many lines that we need to draw because it's pretty much all covered up. Let's see, a line here, a line here, a line here, a line there. All right, now let's move over to here. And you're just going to pretty much follow this pattern throughout your whole thing, doing every other line. So move it down this way. So it's going to be a line here, a line there. A line here, a line here, here, All right, ta-da, now you have your full brick. So this takes a little bit. It's really important that it looks neat and nice. Go ahead, take your time with it. Remember that you're doing your horizontal lines down, then vertical every other, go all the way down, and then you're gonna do the vertical for the opposites and go all the way down. So it should look like this when you're done. You might need to touch it up a little bit. Like I'm realizing up here at the top, these bricks are looking a lot bigger, so I'm going to create one more line just up here at the top. And then also over here, it's kind of looking a little bit bare, so I'm going to add a few little lines. And you're really just going to kind of finish out all of the random little edges. So once you have this done, it's time to make it look a little bit more realistic, and you want it to make it look like it's actually coming through a wall and being exposed brick. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make some crack marks in the walls. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose a few points, and I'm just going to do some little cracks coming out of my brick. These can be very organic, and you can kind of just do them throughout your page. I like to really do them on the spots that are coming up to a point a little bit. I think that makes it look most realistic. All right, so now I got a whole bunch of cracks going outward. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to shade around the outside. I'm going to use the side of my pencil and just shade all the way around the outside. Okay, now I have gone around all of my edges and I have really smoothed them out and shaded them. I really like to go back in and do a really dark edge around all of this, but really you just want to have that really nice shaded area around your edge so that it looks like it's kind of going backwards. When you shade things, it will make it look like they're going backwards a lot of the times. So I'm just going to go back in and I'm just going to kind of do a more sharp edge so it really looks like it's exposed brick. All right, now that I have that done, what I'm going to do to the actual brick to make it look a little bit more realistic is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to kind of round out some of the bricks. So what I like to do is I like to kind of do a little V shape and then I just lightly color it in. So I'm going to go around and do that to about 15 or so of my bricks. You can do them going either way. If you do it going downwards, then your bricks will just look like the bottom is kind of curved. If you do it upwards, then your brick will just look like the top part is being curved. So go ahead and do that to about 10 to 15 of your bricks. All right, I have gone through and I've done about 10, 15 of them. You just want to do them kind of sporadically so that they are spaced out. Okay, the next thing that you want to do is you're going to add a little bit of shading around your brick edges. So I just like to go in, add a little bit of shading. You want to do the long side and the short side as well. And then you're going to do this sporadically as well. And you can kind of smudge it in. You're going to do this sporadically as well to the entire thing. Do about 10 or 15 different bricks and spread them out. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, now I've gone in, I have done this to about 10 or 15 of my bricks. Make sure that there is no spots that are completely untouched or that like look really bare. So down here to me is looking a little bit bare, so I'm just going to add a little bit more shading to a few of these. Remember, you're just going to do it sporadically. Maybe down here a little bit as well. Make sure that behind your lettering also gets a little bit of attention so that it doesn't stand out. If it stands out too much, then it will kind of look like, it won't look like the right effect. It will look not as realistic. Okay, the last thing that you're going to do is you're just going to add a little bit of dots or a little bit of cracks inside the bricks. So I'm just going to go back in, I'm just going to add a few little dots, kind of add a little bit of texture to it. You're going to want to do all of these steps, of course, sporadically and just kind of at random where you think looks best. So I'm just jumping around the page here, adding some of that. Maybe I'm going to do like a little crack right here. It's going upwards. If you have a big amount of space, I think that is the best place to do some cracks because that will kind of look most realistic. If you just do it a little tiny in between things, it's already really busy there. So you kind of want to do it on somewhere that has a lot of room. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I might just touch up my edges a little bit, my original crack lines, make sure everything's looking the best it could be. I might go around my edges one more time, whatever you need to do to make it look beautiful and perfect, but we are done. There is your finished assignment. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done. I want to show you guys one more example, and this is one that my student aide did for me, and basically it is very similar to mine, right? They just did it on a little half sheet. Your guys is going to be on a full sheet of just normal printer size paper. But I just want to show you guys another example. This is really cute. It has all of the little monsters on there and it turned out really great.